Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to our Sunday morning last second injury update, sit start, all the fantasy questions. We are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, TikTok on the phone, taking questions on all platforms. Just drop it in the chat and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Let's jump right into it. A lot of injury updates, a lot going on today in the fantasy football world. News just dropped. Adam Schefter, Juwan Jennings not going to play for the Niners. Start Pearsall. Brock Purdy, of course, not playing either. Mac Jones going in that one. But if Juwan Jennings in your lineup, I know answer questions all week on TikTok about Juwan Jennings starting. Get him out of your lineup. If you could pivot to Pearsall, awesome. If you can't, I hope you made plans because he was on the watch all week long. Some Saturday updates that were dropped yesterday just to make sure that everyone's up to date here. Xavier Worthy not going to play today. There was some talk that he may go for the Chiefs. Of course, they need the weapons. He's not going to go today. So no Xavier Worthy, no Juwan Jennings. I got a lot of those questions over the week. So if they were in your lineup, make sure you yank them out. I'll take questions here on TikTok kind of occasionally. I got Debo or Garrett Wilson. Of course, Tyrod Taylor going today for the Jets. Debo with Marcus Mariota. So kind of, rock and hard place there. I'd probably go Debo over Garrett Wilson in that one. I think they'll funnel targets to him. Just got it right now. Tucker Kraft officially active for the Green Bay Packers, as is right tackle Zach Tom for the Packers. Also very important piece to them with their offensive line, the running game, whatnot. A couple other things that came in yesterday. Tyler Warren removed from the injury report. He will play with that sprained toe injury or what they thought was a sprained toe. But Tyler Warren is going to play him confidently. They're taking on the Titans today, I believe. JSN added to the injury report last minute with an illness that was called a bug. So he just got sick basically yesterday. He's going to play. He should be fine. I don't think there's going to be any limitations. It's his flu game. But I think I would play JSN no matter what. They'll get him hydrated up and he'll be out there playing. Isaiah Likely, not likely to play. He'll be out today. No Isaiah Likely. I know a lot of people are waiting on his debut for this season. It will not be today in week number 3. A couple questions here I'll jump on TikTok to answer. JSN or Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams taking on the Eagles today, and that troublesome cornerback 2 position for the Eagles. I think he's going to eat, but JSN's my breakout star for the year. You do not play anyone over JSN unless their name is Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb. Other than that, play JSN. Kroski, Metcalf, or Wilson. I'm guessing you need a flex spot. I would probably go Kroski there. Listen, Kroski versus the Raiders is going to be interesting. They're going to funnel targets to him. There's obviously a playmaking situation going on over there with no Jaden Daniels in the lineup. How much are they actually going to throw the ball downfield to Debo or Terry McLaurin? And so I think this offense runs through some schemed up touches for Debo, and then Kroski Merritt making his debut as the full-time lead back there. At least that's what we think. We'll see how that turns out. A couple other guys expected to play. Emeka Egbuka just got the notification for him as well. He will play today, fully active, but hurt and limited. And so I think for Emeka Egbuka, one of my favorite players this year, I would tread lightly. If you have a better option, and I think you might have a better option because a lot of people didn't draft him to be a starter. He's kind of like a surprise starter for most of our teams. I don't know if I'd play him today if I had better options. I'd play Mike Evans over him. He's hurt we saw last week when he got hurt, he was immediately a different player. He was immediately not as effective. And so I would tread lightly there with Emeka Egbuka and just temper expectations. Tucker Kraft's going to play today with that knee injury. I mentioned that earlier. And DeAndre Swift is going to play with that quad. I would also be careful with DeAndre Swift. That feels to me like I don't know if he's going to finish the game type deal. I wish he would have been fully healthy or just held him out completely. Then we probably could have seen the debut of Kyle Monangai's big game. I'm going to get to a couple TikTok questions here. Higgins or McLaurin? I'm guessing you're talking about T. Higgins, not Jaden Higgins. I'd go Higgins today. Higgins with Browning works. If you saw that last year and check in on the numbers, it works. His targets go up, and I think he's going to actually have a pretty good day. McLaurin with Mariota. I mean, anything can happen. I'm not going to say dogmatically that he's not going to have a terrible game. I will say this. He ain't no Jaden Daniels, and I don't know how much they're going to throw the ball downfield. And even with Jaden Daniels, it wasn't going that well. I'd probably steer clear of Terry McLaurin. At Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love today, I'd go Jordan Love, actually. I love Bake. But I said Egbuka's hurt. He has 2 missing tackles today. I know Tristan Wirfs is expected back next week, possibly Chris Godwin as well. But as for this week, he's missing 2 tackles. Emeka Egbuka's hurt. Mike Evans hasn't caught a touchdown yet this year. I know only 3 games in. That's not a condemnation of Mike Evans. I'm just saying maybe the passing game is not what it could be today. I'd probably go Jordan Love over Baker Mayfield. Calvin Ridley or Njoku with my flex. I go Calvin Ridley there. Chase Brown or Josh Jacobs. I go with the Packers, Josh Jacobs. I think they'll be up and be running the ball. Keep dropping your questions in this TikTok chat. I'm going to keep moving along with these injuries. Andrew Thomas, who has not played yet this year, will make his debut Sunday. The reason that's important for the New York Giants, that they'll get their left tackle back, is because it means possibly the debut of Jackson Dart's going to be coming here. A lot of people have speculated that the Giants will not let Jackson Dart play without the all-pro tackle in there as well, which is very smart. It may mean that Russell Wilson's days are limited, which would mean, I think, an uptick across the board. I know Russell Wilson had a game last week, but we know what he is. He's not that dude. Commanders left guard is inactive today, Brandon Coleman. So the Commanders are messing around with their offensive line. Keep an eye on that running game, see what they're trying to do. Rookie Quinshawn Judkins, running back for the Browns, will get a start today. I think he'll get a full load of work today. Got 13 touches last week. Looks really good on those 13 touches. I expect 15-plus touches today, maybe a couple of targets and receptions today as well. I would start him just on sheer volume. I think he's going to get the ball a lot. I expect him to get in the end zone one time. I think Quinshawn Judkins is going to have actually a pretty good day. Let's move along with these updates here. Xavier Leggett's out, so if you're one of those psychopaths starting Xavier Leggett, get him out of your lineup. He's not playing today. Along with Jake Browning, Carson Wentz, Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, and Mac Jones, they will all start today with some on the line. Jake Browning, 29 years old, will be a restricted free agent, so he has a lot on the line. Listen, I'm a Jake Browning guy. I think a lot of people who are jumping ship on the Bengals' weapons, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown, I think they might regret that coming up, because I think Jake Browning's going to be able to keep this thing moving forward. He's not Joe Burrow. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think Jake Browning can keep this offense moving, and I think those guys are still going to produce, maybe not at the level that we had hoped, but at a very, very high level. Rashee Rice, suspended for the first 6 games, will be returning to the team's facility. So ramp up those Rashee Rice picks. I know a lot of you are eagerly awaiting the debut of Rashee Rice, and I think no one more than Patrick Mahomes. They need him so badly. I think when he starts playing, he'll be easily top 10, set it and forget it type guy. Let me jump on these TikTok questions a little bit here. Marvin Harrison Jr. or Tucker Kraft as a flex. I go Marvin Harrison Jr., but it's crazy that's a close decision, because it is. Isaiah says, I traded Nico Collins and Drake London for Jamar Chase. Now I have Jefferson, Jamar, T-Mac as wide receivers. Was it worth the trade? Jumping ship on Nico and Drake London is tough for me for Jamar Chase. I think I probably would have kept Nico and London and kind of ride that out. But like I said, I think Jamar Chase is still going to eat. I don't know if I would have made that trade, however. Are we starting Mariota this week? I would not start Mariota this week. It is a revenge game. Mariota returning to Las Vegas, where he was once the starting quarterback, playing his old head coach from the Oregon Ducks, who he won the national championship with in Chip Kelly. No, do not play Marcus Mariota. That is not something that we would recommend here at the Fantasy Podcast. Kamara or Chuba Hubbard? Chuba Hubbard's been nice. If you've had him in your lineup the last couple weeks, catching a couple touchdowns, hasn't rushed for a touchdown yet, I don't believe. That being said, I'm starting Kamara over Hubbard very easily. Garrett Wilson or Ted McMillan? I'm going Ted McMillan. He looked really good last week, and I think rookie receivers, we start to see them kind of take off as the season go on, and I think he's showing those signs. He's one of those dudes. Give me a second to sip my coffee. Oh, yeah, baby. Guys, it's Sunday morning, week 3 of the NFL season. What's better than this? I'm up right now. There's not a person awake in my house right now, and I'm up here talking football. Been watching football for an hour or so. Give me a hell yeah if you're excited for week 3 finally being here. Let's jump into some more questions here on TikTok. Jacoby Myers or Juwan Johnson? I'm going Jacoby Myers in that one. London or BTJ? Go BTJ. Listen, guys, buy the dip on BTJ. The man did not forget how to play football. Don't panic on Brian Thomas Jr. He's going to be just fine. He's one of the elite receivers in this game, and he'll continue to be just that. Commanders have ruled out possible MCL sprain for Jaden Daniels. Both knees are still bothering him, but Washington is rolling with Mariota today against the Raiders. Do you, Jaden Daniel owners, please raise your hand. Yep. We've been a little nervous this past week, but listen, I think they're being cautious with him. And we've even heard some rumors about they're being cautious because of the whole RG3 incident. You like to see that the organization has learned its lesson. I think you're going to be fine without Jaden Daniels for a couple weeks. And I think in the long term, it's going to be a good thing that they are being safe with this guy. He's a bona fide superstar, and you need him much more at the end of your season when you're about trying to win a championship than you need him in week 3. I think they're making the right choice here. Back to some questions over here on TikTok. ETN, Henry, or Warren? Start 2. I'm probably starting Henry and Warren there. ETN, I feel like they're splitting it with Tootin. I'd rather go with the people who are going to get the carries no matter what. K9 or Jacobs? K9's going to eat today. If you have Kenneth Walker, throw that man in your lineup ASAP. I think he's going to be fantastic today. And I love Josh Jacobs, but give me K-Dub. I think last week he looked like a boss on only 13 carries. This week, I think he has a monster game. But that also feels like the time when Kenneth Walker's going to break our hearts and go out there for 7 carries and 34 yards. Falcons or Colts defense? I go Falcons defense. If you're watching, those pass rushers are coming alive. Those young guns that they took in the first round. I'm talking about James Pierce. I'm talking about Jalen Walker. They looked really good. You know what pass rush means? Pass rush means turnovers. Turnovers in fantasy means points. I got some more questions here. A lot of questions. Get into as many as I can if you're on TikTok. Just keep commenting, keep sending them in. I'll get to as many as I can. Pick 2, Egbuka, Wilson, Debo, and Mason. Listen, I'm staying away from Egbuka today. Maybe that's an issue for you. Maybe you're going to play him no matter what. For me, I think he looked noticeably different when he got hurt last week. He didn't practice all week. I'm not playing him. I'm going Mason, and I'm going Debo in those 4 that I just mentioned. Ridley or Garrett Wilson? I'm done on Ridley. I don't care if Garrett Wilson's catching passes from Tyrod Taylor. I'd go Garrett Wilson there. Hawkinson or Pitts? Hawkinson, because Pitts, we all know about Pitts. Keenan Allen or Ricky Pearsall? Listen, start Pearsall today. Mac Jones can get it done. Jawan Jennings is out. Kittle's still out, obviously. They do have CMC, but I think option number 2 will be Ricky Pearsall. Play him if you have him. Might be a good guy to fill in if you're losing out on one of these other flex options that are missing today's game. Ted McMillan or Javonte Williams? Javonte Williams, man. I didn't believe it. I was wrong about him, but he seems like he's getting it done. I would play Javonte Williams over Ted McMillan, a sentence I didn't think I would say earlier this year. Let's go with some more Twitter updates here. JJ McCarthy did not go on. There's an important tweet here. Listen up as I read this. JJ McCarthy, high ankle sprain. Didn't go on IR because he would have had to miss 4 games. He will be in Europe with the team the next 2 weeks and rehab there. Expectation is that he gets a bye week after to recover and then returns to play, the Philadelphia Eagles, the world champs. Timeline can be moved up if he feels good, though. So it looks like we're going to get 4 games of my boy can't miss Carson Wentz, and then J.J. McCarthy will be back. I think it's an interesting situation because Carson Wentz has a lot of momentum with Carson Wentz returning to his childhood team, the team he always wanted to play for, the Minnesota Vikings. With Kevin O'Connell, we've seen him resurrect quarterbacks before. Keep an eye on that situation. I think all your weapons are going to get a bump. And I think it could be an interesting situation if Carson Wentz comes in there and starts the ball because they're a Super Bowl team right now. I did mention earlier Jackson Smith and Jigba is experiencing flu-like symptoms, but he's going to play today. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Maybe keep an eye on that as we get closer to the game time and just make sure that he's good because who knows what that means. Like, is he laying down in bed right now, shivering in multiple blankets, or is he have the sniffles? We'll kind of keep an eye on that and see how that goes. That's all the Twitter updates I have right now. Let me go back to TikTok here. Actually, let me pull up a schedule. We can go game by game. Twitter questions. Start Travis Hunter or Troy Franklin in my flex? I'm starting Troy Franklin. Listen, I don't think Troy Franklin's going to ever be a guy where we can just set it and forget it in your lineup. But I think right now he's getting it done. I think right now, of course, he has a relationship with Bo Nix, and you could see that on the field. I would go Troy Franklin in that one. Oh, yeah, baby. Egbuka on the pitch count, Ridley, Pearsall, or Sutton. I'd probably go Pearsall there. I think the targets will be there, and I think Mac Jones is good enough to get it done. Pick 2, K9, Chase Brown, and Jordan Mason. First of all, bravo to you, sir, for having all those guys in your team. I'm probably going K9 and Jordan Mason. Thanks so much for the question, Ben. Pick 2, Scadaboo, Diggs, or Bill McCroskey. I'm probably going Diggs and Bill McCroskey. On the schedule here, Bengals, Vikings, I think you're starting. This is an interesting game. This is an important game to talk about because you have 2 backups in here in Carson Wentz and Jake Browning. Good news is I think you start everyone. I don't think it matters. I think these are 2 good backups that are going to get it done in 2 situations that are conducive to them getting it done. Jake Browning, of course, has the rapport with the star receivers there in Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, and T. Higgins. And so I think you start all those guys with confidence. And I also think you could start Jake Browning as well. And then the flip side there, you got Carson Wentz. And I think Carson Wentz is going to give a little bump to you Justin Jefferson owners. And you guys have been struggling the last couple of weeks. He has not been getting it done with J.J. McCarthy. And so I think today you can confidently play him. I think you can play Hawkinson as well in that one. Anyone else, I'd probably stay away from, except, of course, Jordan Mason. I think he has a monster game today, and you could start him in your RB1, maybe your RB2, or your RB2, maybe even your RB1 spot. Texans and Jaguars. Texans have been struggling. I think they're last in the league in points scored at the moment. The O-line is absolutely awful. That being said, I'm not starting Stroud. You're starting Nico Collins. You could probably start Chubb in a flex spot if you need him. If one of these last-second injuries are taking you out. But other than that, staying away from guys today. Although, keep an eye on Christian Kirk, how they use him. If they start peppering him with targets, he might be a guy to look for in the future. If he's on your waiver wire list right now, you should probably go stick him on your bench. On the flip side, Jaguars, I think you're starting Lawrence. Even though his defense is tough, I think you're starting Lawrence. Divisional game, he plays well against the Texans. I looked at it last year. You're starting ETN. I think you could probably start Tootin. I think both those guys are flex options. I think you're starting BTJ in your wide receiver 1 spot. Don't get cute with that. Travis Hunter is the one that I'm not there yet with him. I wouldn't start him today. Texans do have a pretty talented secondary. Colts and Titans, you're starting Danny Dimes, baby. I think you do start Danny Dimes here. Of course, you're starting all the other guys. You start Pittman, you start Jonathan Taylor on the Titans side. Not starting Cam Ward yet, but he's getting there. He's looking good, but not starting him yet. Probably just starting Pollard here. Keep an eye on Alec Ayomaner, the rookie who's come on lately, possibly the new wide receiver one here in Tennessee. Not starting him yet, but definitely keeping an eye on him. Moving now to the Raiders and Commanders, the battle of Marcus Mariota and Geno Smith should be interesting. I think you're playing Geno, you're playing Jacoby Myers, you're playing Ginty still. I think this might be a great breakout game for Ginty as that Washington Commanders defense is at best. Commanders, it's a tough one for the Commanders with Marcus Mariota for me. I'm not playing Marcus Mariota. I'm playing Bill Krosky in a flex possibly. And I play Debo. I'd steer away from anyone downfield. McLaurin, definitely not. I think you can play Ertz, though. I think Ertz is a decent option, especially in the barren wasteland that is the tight end fantasy world. Let me take a quick break for this coffee sip. Shout out to AJ Woodson, the guy who usually sits in here and does this show. Kind of stepping in for him. Big shout out to 6'5" and a good day, AJ Woodson. Rams, Eagles, game of the week for me, Birds fan. Fantasy wise, play everyone, play everybody. It's gonna be awesome, man. I think you're playing Puka because Puka's might be the wide receiver one in fantasy today. Set and forget it type guy. I think you're definitely playing Devontae Adams. As an Eagle fan, I know this. Eagles have a issue with cornerback too. Oftentimes today, Devontae Adams will line up, look across the line, and we'll see a Dory Jackson, and we'll be so excited he might jump off sides. Devontae Adams is going to eat today. Play Kyron Williams. I'm not playing Blake Corin yet. Let's see if that usage continues to go up, but I'd leave him on your bench for now. For the Eagles, obviously it's been a little more tricky this year. You're playing Hurts, you're playing Saquon. A lot of AJ Brown questions this week. I think you play him. I think you keep playing him. He's still a great player. They haven't had to throw the ball yet. There's a difference between they haven't been able to, they haven't been successful to, they've been efficient, he's been throwing interceptions, or they just chosen not to. They've just chosen not to. And so I think today they won't have that luxury. That front for the Rams is no joke. And I think they're going to have to put the ball in the air today. I'd play A.J. Brown. I don't know if I'd play Devontae Smith yet. Probably steer clear from there. I think Goddard's not a bad option, though. He is going to play today. I don't think he's a bad option. They might need when they're throwing the ball. Jalen Hurts is looking a lot of times for Dallas Goedert. Let's pause real quick for some questions on TikTok. JCM or Keenan Allen in the flex. I'm going Keenan Allen there. Egbuka or Hollywood or Debo. I'm going Hollywood there with Xavier Worthy still out. JCM or Keenan Allen in the flex. I'm going Keenan Allen. Stroud or Penix. Interesting one. I'd probably go Stroud there. I'm not there at Penix yet. Swift over BTJ. No, stop doing that. BTJ is still one of the best guys in the league. I see we have a question here or comment. Pick one. Warren, Egbuka, or Diggs. Thank you. That's on YouTube. Hayden, thanks for joining the show. Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Warren, Egbuka, or Diggs. Today, brother, I'm probably going Warren. I hate not picking Egbuka, but he's hurt, man. He has two different injuries. I think it's the hip and I think it's the ankle or the quad, or both lower leg injuries. I don't like it today for Egbuka, and I love the player. Thanks for the question. More TikTok questions here. Ertz or Jonnu Smith? Ertz. It's Ertz season, baby. As long as he stays healthy, put Ertz in your lineup. I think he's getting the looks. Jay will be there. Pick two, please. Gotcha. I think Jaylen Warren. I would play Egbuka over Diggs. Hayden, I would play Egbuka over Diggs. Diggs was washed last year, man. Let's not kid ourselves. Stephon Diggs, I don't think he's getting it done this year for the Patriots, although he's getting it done for Cardi B. Moving on. Kraft or Kelsey? I'm going Kraft. He's healthy. I think they found something with him, man. I think he unlocked that offense. He unlocked Jordan Love, and they're going to go back to him for sure. I don't expect them just to move away from him now. Jacoby or Egbuka with Baker as his quarterback. I know who Egbuka's quarterback is. I would go Jacoby in that one with Egbuka's injury. Kyron Williams or James Conner. I'm going Kyron Williams. Sit one. T. Higgins, Marvin Harrison Jr., Sutton, and Pearsall. I am probably sitting Sutton there. Probably sitting Sutton. The Broncos are spreading around a lot more than we thought they would. I'm probably sitting Sutton. Kraft or Fannin? Oh, give me some Fannin, man. I think Fannon's going to eat today once again, and I think he's becoming the number one receiver there, even though he's a tight end for the Cleveland Browns, as long as Joe Flacco's in there. Clayton says pick 2. George Pickens, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, and Emeka Egbuka. I'm going Pickens and Allen there. Pickens and Keenan Allen. Those are other questions. Let's keep moving through these games. We're about halfway done with this. Falcons and Panthers. Not starting Penix yet. Starting Bijan, of course. Hopefully they continue to give him the carries. Starting Bijan, not starting Algier yet. I am starting, of course, Drake London still. Don't bench him yet. We're only 2 weeks in. He's an elite player. Stay the course here. Not starting anyone else for the Falcons. For the Panthers, not starting Bryce. I am starting Chuba Hubbard. He's getting too much work for you not to start him. I think he's a sneaky running back to sneak into your lineup and just get consistent play from. I'm starting Tet as well. I think no one else there for them. The Steelers, I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers yet. I'm not starting any of the running backs because it's a full-blown Arthur Smith mess back there. Not starting them. And listen, man, if you could trade DK, I would try to trade him. He's not getting it done. He's basically just a very steroided up George Pickens. It's just he's doing the exact same thing as George did. Over the Patriots side, start Drake May. I think he's been fine, but he has that running element that gives him a nice floor, conceivably, moving forward. Start Ramondre Stevenson, man. I think he's been a nice surprise this year, the work he's getting. And I'm telling you right now, against the Steelers, here's my call for the day. Travion Henderson breakout game. I think he has a couple big ones today for the Patriots. What else do we got here? Not starting Diggs, not starting Butte. I don't know if there's any receivers I love here. I think if you have better options, go there. If you were to start one, for me, it would be Diggs if you had to start one. Hunter Henry also not a bad option either. Packers and Browns. This is a fun one to me. I think there's a lot more fun game than we think it's going to be. I think the Packers will win easily, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Jordan Love, I'm starting him. Am I starting Matthew Golden today? I don't know if I'm starting him, but if you have him on your team, you probably picked him later and you have other options. But I would keep an eye on Matthew Golden today. What does it look like with Jaden Reed out of this lineup? Where do those targets go? Where do they go to for playmaking? Is it all to Tucker Kraft, or do we start to get the rookie Matthew Golden involved here? It's going to be interesting to see. Also, Romeo Doubs, another interesting one. Not playing those receivers yet, but certainly worth a look. Of course, you're playing Josh Jacobs. I'm playing Quinshon Judkins. I'm playing them just out of sheer work. And just because of the fact that if you have Quinshon Judkins on your team, you probably endured some rolled eyes, some sly comments that you have him on your team. And here you are in week 3, and the man is going to be starting for the Browns. I think just for the hell of it, no risk it, no biscuit, you play Quinshon Judkins today. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, that's what fantasy football is about. Excuse me, Broncos, Chargers. I'm playing Bo Nix today. Even against the Chargers, I think Bo Nix has a bounce-back mentality, and I know that's not a science. That's just a me thing. But I would play Bo Nix. I'm playing J.K. Dobbins in a flex. I think he's a fine flex option. I think Sutton's still a fine flex option. Troy Franklin, I think, a fine flex option. Other than that, not playing anyone else there. Evan Ingram, what a disappointment, huh? Sorry, guys. Chargers, they've been awesome. They've been fun. A gift to the fantasy world. Play Justin Herbert. I think you keep playing Amari and Hampton. I think it's going to come there for the rookie. If people are so impatient with these guys, this man is 2 games into his professional career. Chill out. Play Amari and Hampton. He's going to be fine. I'm not playing Najee today. I don't know. I'm not playing Najee today. I know that seems backwards. I just think one of them is arrow up, and one of them is just kind of like maybe going to stay consistently what he is, possibly going to decline. I'm not a Najee Harris guy. Moving on to the Saints and the Seahawks. Spencer Rattler, keep an eye on him. He might be a decent streaming option as we approach these bye weeks for teams. Keep an eye on him. Last week had a pretty good game. Rashid Shaheed, I'm playing him today. I'm playing Olave today, and I'm playing Kamara as well. These Saints have nicely surprised us with some fantasy options. For the Seahawks, playing Darnold, playing K-Dub, smashing K-Dub, pause. But smash play on K Dub. I think he's going to be awesome, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun for everyone who has him on their team. And JSN, breakout star of the year. You're playing JSN, faux show. Not playing Horton, not playing any of the tight ends yet. Cowboys, Bears, playing Dak, playing Pickens, playing CD, playing Javonte for sure. On the Bears side, you're playing. I'm not playing Caleb yet. Too erratic. I am playing Roma Dunze, though. Roma Dunze is a dog. Loveland's been a disappointment. DJ Moore, I think he's a decent flex option, but you don't feel great about it. If you have a better option, go another route. But yes, for sure, Roma Dunze. Cardinals and 49ers, you're playing Kyler because he has that nice rushing floor. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a disappointment. I think because of where you drafted him, you probably do have to play him today. But I would start looking. I would put him in that DK Metcalf category of guys I'm going to try to trade the next couple of weeks because I'm sick of playing this up and down game. He's definitely in that one. And I think you're playing him today, and I think I'd try to trade him. Hopefully he has a game today so you can trade him off a high week. For the Niners, and not playing Mac Jones today, I am playing Christian McCaffrey. I am definitely playing Ricky Pearsall today. Definitely playing Ricky Pearsall. If he's on your bench, you're deciding between DJ Moore, Ricky Pearsall, or I don't know, Quentin Johnson or Ricky Pearsall. I'm going Ricky Pearsall all day, every day today. He's going to eat. Chiefs and Giants. This is my low-key shootout of the week. I think Russ is going to do well today with Andrew Thomas back and the Chiefs kind of struggling. I'm not playing Russ, but I'm playing Malik Neighbors. I'm playing Wandale Robinson. And I'm playing Cam Scadaboo. I think Cam Scadaboo in a flex would be fun today. I think you can get away with that. Obviously, temper expectations, but I think he'll get you double digits. On the Chiefs side, you're playing Mahomes because he's running. Mahomes is running the football. It's fantasy gold. He's been up and over 20 points in PPR every week so far. I think you play him for sure. You're not playing anyone in the backfield. Pacheco's been harsh, and no one else has stepped up. As far as the receivers go, I think you can play Kelsey today in the barren wasteland of tight ends. I think you have to play Kelsey today. As far as the other weapons, play Hollywood. I wouldn't play anyone else. You don't know where the ball's going. If the ball's going, I'd go Hollywood in my flex. If you not as a wide receiver 1 or 2 though. Monday night, Lions and Ravens. These are the games we live for, right? When we draft our teams, these are the games that we're excited for. I am playing Jared Goff because he went nuts last week, and I think he's one of those streaky quarterbacks. He continues the magic today. Listen to this. For the Lions, this is the gift that keeps on giving. I'm playing Goff. I'm playing Monty. I'm playing Gibbs. I'm playing J-Mo. I'm playing Amon-Ra. And I think down the road, you'll be able to, a game or here or there, play even a little bit of Isaac Tesla, baby. Tesla power. Ravens, I'm playing Lamar Jackson. You heard it here first, guys, on fantasy. Play Lamar Jackson. You're playing Derrick Henry, of course. You're playing Zay Flowers. Listen, man, hats off to Zay. The man's getting it done, and I think you could play him. I think you could definitely play Zay Flowers today in your wide receiver 2 spot. And, of course, any flex spot. As far as other pass catchers for them, you're not playing D-Hop. You're not playing Bateman. I don't think you're playing any of those guys. You wish that Isaiah Likely were here already. He's probably another week away. I'm not playing Mark Andrews. I'm not doing it. Put him also in that DK and Marvin Harrison category of guys I don't want on my team anymore. That is all the games, guys. I'm going to stay a little longer here and answer some questions on TikTok. If you have a question and you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, or X, throw that in the chat as well. I'll get to him as soon as I can. Ridley or Garrett Wilson? I'm going Wilson there. The Colts pass defense, I think, is going to be pretty tough today with everyone. With some people coming back from injury. Pacheco or Javonte Williams? Not a question, guys. You play Javonte Williams over Pacheco for sure. Pick 2 receivers: Pollard, Pearsall, Quentin Johnson, Evans, AJ Brown. 2 receivers and 1 flex. Okay, gotcha. I'm going AJ Brown and Mike Evans with everyone else hurt, and then in my flex, I'm going Tony Pollard over Quentin Johnson. Do you trust Igbuka or DJ Moore? I'd go Igbuka, and I know he's hurt, but DJ Moore just gives me the ick. You know what I'm saying? That's my professional advice. He gives me the ick. No, I just don't think he's getting it done. I don't think Caleb Williams is looking his way as much as we'd hoped. I'm getting a lot of Garrett Wilson versus Igbuka, guys. Listen, I keep answering that same question. I'm going Garrett Wilson because of the injury, even though it's Tyrod Taylor. Kraft or Njoku. I'm going Kraft every time. Pick one, Igbuka, Hollywood, or Pittman. I'm probably going Pittman there. Pittman playing the Titans. Daniel Jones is cooking. It's their first game on the road, so that's something to keep an eye on. But I'd probably play Pittman in that scenario. Kroski or Debo. I'm going Kroski, baby. Bill Kroski Merritt. Fire him up, baby. He's going to eat today. I expect some big plays against that Raiders defense, and I expect them to funnel a lot of that offense through Bill Kroski Merritt. Should be a fun one for him. Oh, and you're welcome. You're welcome, my friend. Pick two, DK Metcalf. Man. Pittman, Igbuka, or Sutton. I'm probably going Pittman and Igbuka there. I don't like Sutton this year. They're not going to him like we'd all hoped he would. Jalen Warren or Ashton Genty. I'm going Ashton Genty today. Ashton Genty against the Commanders. I think it will have his best game so far. We got a flex question here. Chris Olave, Travion Henderson, Hampton, or Igbuka. Listen, I said it. I'm going to stick to my guns. Travion Henderson breakout game today, baby. Travion Henderson's going to go off today. He's going to show that breakout power. He's been quiet these first couple of weeks, but we saw it in preseason. We know he has the juice. I think today we see it for the Patriots there. Mahomes or May? I'm going Mahomes. Mahomes is running the football. I mean, it's everything we want in a quarterback. We got a guy who throws touchdowns and runs the football. What else do you want? Back to these questions here. Booker or Pearsall? I'm going Pearsall. I have Jamar and T. Higgins. Browning or Danny Dimes to replace Burrow? That's a great question. I'm going Danny Dimes, but I don't think if you end up with Jake Browning, I don't think it's a bad place to be either. Flex option, Robinson, Myers, or Breece Hall? I haven't got a lot of Breece Hall questions yet. And I think in this scenario, I'd go Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall is going to be fine with Tyrod Taylor. I think he'll get more catches. I think he'll get checkdowns. And I think Breece Hall's a fine play today. Pittman or Higgins? I'm going Higgins, man. I love Pittman and I love Danny Dimes. I love that. But I'm telling you right now, Jake Browning and T. Higgins is going to work. That's going to work. Lock it in. Let's take a quick coffee break because I have to cough. I like this show. This show's fun. We're just having a good time. We're just talking football. Week 3 of the NFL season's here, and it's just a good freaking time. By the way, Fantasy is brought to you by TrophySmack.com. Listen, all you guys are fantasy players out there. If you run a league, shame on you if your champion doesn't have a belt, a trophy, something to show it off. Use our link in the description below to upgrade your league's champion. Listen, swag them out. Make them feel like a star because fantasy football is about having fun. Use TrophySmack.com. Support the show as well. Back to the questions here on TikTok. Calvin Ridley, Alec Ira-Mayer, or Matthew Golden. I'm going Calvin Ridley there. Laporta or Kraft? I'm going Kraft. Emeka Buka, Monty, or DJ Moore? I'm going in that one. I'm going Emeka Buka, even though he's hurt. I think Monty doesn't get as much work, and I like the touchdown, the touchdown prowess that the rookie has shown for the Bucs. Laporta or Kraft today? I got that question a lot. I think that's an easy Kraft decision. That's not, to me, very hard at all. Pearsall or Debo? I'm going Pearsall. Pearsall's one of my starts of the day today, guys. Ricky Pearsall, start him. Do you know if JSN is playing today? JSN is playing today. He's sick. Let me check Twitter, make sure I have the latest on that. But he is sick. But from everything I've seen on Twitter, Adam Schefter, all that, he's playing today. So play JSN. I think he'll be fine. He'll just be a little dehydrated. Pickens or Hampton? I'm going George Pickens over Hampton. I think George Pickens has found something a little bit there with Dak Prescott. He'll be your newest wide receiver 2 that you can play every single week. Checking Adam Schefter here. Make sure we're not missing anything. Real quick today, active Tucker Kraft, Zach Tom, inactive. That matters. Dameon Pierce inactive, which is interesting. Woody Marks. Dameon Pierce for the second time is a healthy scratch over in Houston. Nick Chubb is there at the starter, but we know, he's an older guy, not very dynamic. He's been somewhat effective and not dynamic. I think if Woody Marks is on your, for some reason he's on your waiver wires, go throw him on your bench. I think his time is coming there in Houston. No other updates as far as any other injuries, anything like that. Jackson Smith-Njigba, I did say the latest. Adam Schefter about an hour ago tweeted they're expecting Njigba to play today after he began experiencing flu-like symptoms. So he's sick. He's sick, but he's going to play JSN without hesitation. Going to be on here for about another 6 minutes because the Birds play today, baby. Eagles, go Birds. I'm going to take some more questions here on TikTok. Sam Laporta or Jake Ferguson. I go Ferguson, guys. He's getting the targets. That Cowboys offense is becoming one of those offenses that just are going to feed us fantasy-wise, and I like Ferguson today. Drake May or Jordan Love. I'm going Jordan Love today. I think he's going to have a game. He got his tackle back, and I think he has a good day today against the Cleveland Browns. Olave or Franklin. I'm going Olave there, with Spencer Rattler playing a little better. Pollard, Breece Hall, or Jaylen Warren. That's a great one. I'd probably go, if you had to pick one, I'd probably go Breece Hall today. But I think Pollard or Warren are also both fine options. May, Goff, or Stafford. Stafford against the Eagles. No, I'd probably go Jared Goff there coming off that hot week. I'd like to see a little heat check there for Jared Goff. Brian Thomas Jr. or Troy Franklin. That is the kind of questions we're getting this week because people are panicking on Brian Thomas Jr. You know what I did? I went and traded for the fool because he didn't forget how to play football, guys. Buy the dip on Brian Thomas. Just go send an offer, and you might get him on your team, and you might end up with a top 5 receiver because he had 2 bad weeks. Dara Fenton, thanks for the question on YouTube. Stevenson, Judy, or Scattaboo for my flex. I go Stevenson, brother. I think he's shown some consistency. I think they're giving him the carries. I think he's Mike Vrabel's type of guy, which really matters. Judy's been a massive disappointment, and we don't know if Scattaboo's going to get the work yet. I think Scattaboo would be your second option here, but I think this is an easy Stevenson start for me, brother. Thanks for the question. All caps, Biggs. I got you, brother. Start Garrett Wilson or Mecca Ibuka. That's a little frustrating to me because I answered that question several times already, but I'll answer it again. I am starting Garrett Wilson in that one with Tyrod Taylor. No, I'm going to change that. I'm starting Ibuka over Garrett Wilson. As soon as I said Tyrod Taylor, I knew the wrong thing was coming out of my mouth. I'm starting Ibuka there with Baker Mayfield, even though he's hurt, and you're hoping for a touchdown. But that's kind of been his thing anyway so far. Rachaad White or Romeo Doubs. I'm glad someone asked this here. Listen, Rachaad White is starting for the Bucs. I don't think people know that. Bucky Irving's the guy there, but they like him, and they're not going to get rid of him. Romeo Doubs with Jaden Reed out. I think Doubs is going to be the guy who starts to get targets in this offense, and I think he's going to have some weeks here. I think he's going to be a guy we'll be able to stream, especially through buys. Couple more questions here. 3 more minutes on the live. Hawkinson or Ertz? I'm going Ertz. James Conner or DJ Moore? I'm going James Conner. Dak or Mahomes? I'm going. That's a great question. I am going. I'm going Mahomes there. He's running. Mahomes is running, and he's playing the Giants. McConkey or Sutton? I'm going. Man, McConkey's been a disappointment, huh? Sorry about that, guys. I'm going Sutton. Herbert's throwing the ball downfield. Quentin Johnson learned how to catch over the summer, and Keenan Allen has paid the devil for the fountain of youth, and he's back to old Keenan Allen. It's wild to see, and I think the recipient in a negative way is Ladd McConkey. Mahomes, Hurts, or Love? You have all 3 of those quarterbacks on your team? Jeez. I'm probably going – you got to go Hurts because of the running element. You just have to. It's not pretty, but he scores touchdowns as a running back, and I think he's going to have to throw today. Fannin or Jawan Johnson? I'm going Jawan Johnson. He's been on fire, hot fire. DeAndre Swift or Jacoby Krosky Merritt? Thank you for typing out his full name. I love me some Bill Merritt, and I'm starting him today. I think Bill Merritt's going to get the touches. I think he's going to make some big plays, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play against the Raiders, even though their defense is a little tougher than people think. Jawan Johnson or Quinshon Judkins? I'm guessing for your flex here. I'm probably going Judkins here. I think Judkins is going to get the work. And so I'd go Quinshon Judkins. I think you can play him in your flex with relative confidence. Dallas Goedert or Mark Andrews? Give me Dallas Goedert over Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has been basically not on the field as far as the box score is concerned. It's a quick coffee break, 1 more minute, and then we're hopping off. All right, here we go. I'm going to rapid fire through some of these questions here. PPR, Egbuka, Terry, Ridley, Tillman, or Olave? I will go I go Buka, then Olave. Like Booker or Hollywood Brown. I go Hollywood Brown. Connor, Hampton, Etienne, or Javonte Williams. I'm going Javonte Williams there. It's a wild thing to say. Tet or James Conner. I'm going Tet. Josh Jacobs or Brees Hall. I'm probably going to go Josh Jacobs there. Igbuka or Hollywood Brown. I'm going Hollywood. Olave or T. I'm going T. Brees Hall or Ramondre. I'm going Ramondre. I have Mahomes and Caleb Williams. Do I still start Mahomes? Yes, for sure. Start Mahomes over Caleb Williams. Jared Goff or Kyler Murray. I'm going Jared Goff. Ted McMillan, Chuba Hubbard, or Ricky Pearsall in your flex. First of all, bravo to you. Those are great options. I probably go Ricky Pearsall today for the upside, but I think they're all great options though. Would you start Fannin or Hawkinson? I think Hawkinson has a pretty good game today. Carson Wentz throws to the tight end, and I think O'Connell's going to script some easy throws, some easy ways to move the offense for Carson Wentz, making his first start for them. And I think Hawkinson kind of eats today, actually. Kyler Murray or Jordan Love? I'm going Jordan Love. Any more questions here on TikTok? Hey, thanks for following us on TikTok, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Whatever platform you're on, guys, thanks for joining me this morning. We do this every Sunday morning. Last second updates. Week 3 of the fantasy football season starts in about 45 minutes. Of course, I know it started Thursday, but about 45 minutes. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, we got some more questions on TikTok. Why not? Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert? I'm going Zach Ertz. Cup, Diggs, or Golden? I'm going Diggs. Ugh, sounds gross to say. Ertz over Hawkinson with JD out. No, I go Hawkinson over Ertz today. James Conner or Keenan Allen? I'm going Allen. Pearsall or Buka? I'm going Pearsall. Keenan Allen or Wandell? I'm going Keenan Allen. Do I trade away Kittle for Rice? I already have Tyler Warren. And yeah, you do. I think starting Rice and Warren is going to be dynamite down the stretch. Remember, Rice isn't hurt. He's suspended. So there's no ramp-up time for him. He's working out. He should be ready to go relatively soon. And he's going to have practices, and he's going to be in the building weeks before his debut. He's going to be set and forget it from the moment he is reinstated. Igbuka or Pittman? I'm going Pittman. And that is all the questions for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining us on Fantasy Live Sunday morning updates. Make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you're watching. Thanks for joining us. Brand new episode of the Bench Podcast out tomorrow. Waiver Wire Fantasy also on the Bench Podcast out on Tuesday. And guys, have a great week 3. I will see you. I will be live tonight for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football tomorrow. If you want to join me on all platforms as well. Other than that, guys, take care. I will see you later.